Hello and good morning, everyone. I hope you all had a great week. So today I'm going to be talking to y'all about the business practices that we're going to be encountering when we make our trip to China in the coming weeks. So let's get started. And now I already know what you're wondering. Matthew, what's going on with this PowerPoint? It looks so bare. Where's the graphics? Where's the fun? Where's the thing to keep me interested? Well, actually, in China, they put place more value on the content of what you're presenting rather than how much fun you put into it. So that is by design, just to give you all a little taste of what we're going to be dealing with. So let's get started. So starting with uh, positive things. So expressions of goodwill. This first image, you may think, okay, so it's good. We're good to handshake. Yes. And obviously a handshake is acceptable in China as well. However, it's recommended that you let your Chinese counterpart engage it at first, just to avoid any miscommunication on our part and it be interpreted as a breach of a boundary. And in China, they also place a lot of emphasis on small talk. So small talk is very important. It's actually considered rude if you begin a conversation without some sort of nice gesture on your part or intro conversation, if you will. Then we move on to facial expressions. When you're presenting a presentation like this, it's important not to come off as too enthusiastic or too carefree, if you will. They prefer a much more serious and stoic expression while giving a presentation. So that's something to consider as well. Another thing is deadlines. So deadlines in China, they're not really deadlines. Let's just say that a lot of people, if consider it rude if you press them to get something done by a certain time. It's more accepted that people will get things done on their own time in their own way, and that's just something that's commonplace. The last thing that I'm going to talk about in terms of gestures of goodwill are the hierarchy order when entering a business meeting. So here we don't really think about the order that people go into a room. It's more just like go in and sit down, wait for the meeting to start. However, in China, they place a large emphasis on the order in which people enter a room. So if you're the first one to enter a room, you're expected to be either the speaker or the leader of that meeting. All right, so let's move on to how to handle disagreements. So in China, they tend to stay away from strong negative comments. They tend to use more words like I won't be able to do that until tomorrow, or like something that doesn't exactly say no or shut down the idea entirely, but gives them more time to do some research or think about it further before giving an adamant decision. Another thing is they tend to downplay ongoing issues. So if like there's a problem with a certain area in the company, they'll say, "Oh, it's not a big issue. We're making progress on it." It's like, don't worry, you're good. Like, but there could still be an issue at play. So if you hear something like that, just be aware that there might be more going on than you think, and they just don't want you to think it's a bigger deal than it actually is. Moving on, in a recreational setting. So let's say we're getting dinner after a long day. In America, obviously, it's very customary to tip. It's actually considered rude not to tip in a lot of places, but in China, that's not the case. It's actually that's something that you just do not do over there. So make sure if you're paying the bill not to throw the waiter a 20 or anything. They're getting paid based on with that in mind. So always keep that. And I know we talked about it a little bit, but the hierarchical order is when entering a business meeting is the same as when you're entering a restaurant. So make sure to let them lead you into the restaurant, and then the seating is very important too. Let them seat you, not just like sit wherever you want. And then the same applies for when you're actually leaving the restaurant too. So if you don't want to be the first, or you do want to be the first to leave, and let your Chinese counterparts leave after you as a sign of respect. Last thing is, it seems silly, but they actually consider gift giving a form of bribery. So definitely don't bring any gifts to the dinner. Don't bring anything like that. They will probably make fun of you or make a joke about how you're trying to bribe them for their business. So stay away from that, and you should be all good. Thank y'all so much for your time today. I hope I answered any questions y'all might have leading up to the trip, and I hope y'all have a great day.